Museum because that's my field for 36 years at Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, in the Museum of Life and Science. But anyway, people kept coming, so I lost my garage to a museum.
What did you call it? The boar's nest?
Oh, so on the Dukes of Hazzard, that's Boss Hogg's hangout. Like the
Oh, okay.
is right here.
Yeah, yeah.
They had small food, the bar.
Yeah.
So everybody hung out at the boar's nest. And this building is just Aunt Molly's Antique and Collectibles and Jesse's gift shop.
Yeah.
And it's just a social hangout.
That was nice. Rocking chairs and shady with a nice vista. Can't beat that. And what's it down here? Moonshine still?
Oh, we just collect rain.
Oh, it's rain collector. So those pipes, I thought maybe it was some of the Boss Hogg stuff.
Yeah, it's just a replica. There's nothing functional there.
All right.
But it's
Well, let's take a look inside here. Where should I start? Right here or down there?
Let's take you to the main museum.
Okay.
This is his gift shop social area. I just got this cool sweet tea sign. You got Uncle Jesse's pickup. Yeah, my career is 36 years still working there in the Museum of Life and Science. In exhibits department.
You do exhibits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes.
This is natural to me.
Yeah.
Just to have a museum in your backyard, you know. But I tell you, boy, we had a lot of people visit from all Facebook a lot. But yeah, this is a replica of the boar's nest.
This is Boss Hogg's rig right here.
Yep. Cadillac.
What year is that?
That's a 67.
67.
Yep, and it is a convertible too.
Oh, really? Wow.
Mm-hmm. But of course you see it needs some work. Always projects. Always. So I have to turn on the lights. If you just do me a favor and stand right there.
Okay.
Turn on the light. Of course, the first 5 episodes was filmed in Covington, Georgia. And then one critic said this series or Dukes won't last through the first commercial. And here we are 47 years later, and people still watching and talking about it. So anyway, then they moved to Hollywood because the production was cheaper. So this is Uncle Jesse's house, Roscoe's cars, Uncle Jesse's truck, the barn. This is an old moonshine running car. Uncle Jesse had 2. He had a 71 LTD Ford 500 painted black. And then in another episode he came back with a Mustang. So it's and Timothy is so creative. He's got a Jack Daniel barrel on the front porch with Will-Fade checkerboard on it. You can't really see it. So this is cardboard. You know when you ever ripped up a piece of cardboard?
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
This Raymond Kahn, this guy right here,
Yeah.
he just jumped a car over a fountain. I think it was in Kentucky. And it was 35,000 people that saw that.
Wow.
It's a pretty cool video.
Now, how long was the series on TV?
I think it's 79 to 81.
79 to 81.
Yeah, all this piece of this is an old sign that you see outside of a store. That was the original one at the Boar's Nest. It's old, you know, when they put little vinyl plastic signs in
Yeah.
what's on special
Yeah.
today. So I built this thing to take you back in time. See, I try to put you in the era of getting over
Yahoo!
chocolate flavored. You know, I used to
I like the Yahoo.
yeah. Well, we used to go to the Klein store up here. It's gone now, but you know, he'd have them old Coke machines. I mean, freezers.
Yeah.
They made the best coldest drink you could ever get. This is an old Suncrest. Cooter. Redneck boy in the promised land. Cooter actually went to UNC.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's signed by Cooter. Cooter has 3 museums. He's got one in Luray, Virginia. I think this one is in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then another one's near Dollywood. I found this in Canada. Never seen
General
one before.
number 1.
Yeah, I've never seen one before or never seen one since. A lot of people donate stuff. They bring stuff like this in. One lady was bringing these in. I said, I don't want to take your collection. She said, no, I bought these to bring to the museum. This is the famous. People either watch the Dukes for Daisy Duke or the General Lee. I guess the ladies watch for both. But so there's a lot of old antiques. This original signature when the show was on the air from John Snyder. A lot of people get him now. You know, he'll sign stuff, but this was when he was on the show. So that's kind of valuable to me.
Got the short shorts hanging on the line there.
Yeah, they were donated. I'll run that car for you if you want to get a video of that. You'll be filming this right here.
Now, what is this track here? It's
It's just a kid's track. This is the track right here, Dukes of Hazzard track.
Yeah.
And sometimes the car goes good, sometimes visually.
Yeah.
Woo, just like Roscoe. So kids make all kinds of things for me. They make.
What did you say?
He'd shake your hand, but he could only move his little finger. You know, when he was unconscious.
Where'd you go, honey? Gonna look at the children and tell where that spring is. Bring it on back now. I'll shake your hand, but I can only move my little finger. Where'd you go, honey? Hello, darling.
Hello, dog. So, okay. So Elvis, hang on Phil for a minute. So Jerry Russian was the guy that Dukes has written about. The real Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Jerry Russian lived in somewhere around below Boone towards Charlotte, running moonshine. So the whole Dukes of Hazzard is written about Jerry Russian.
What was the name?
It's Jerry Russian.
Jerry Rushing.
Yeah.
And so that's what the storyline was based on, his life.
About a real guy in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Just like Mayberry, a real guy in North Carolina.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And this is Jerry's moonshine runner. They called him Traveler. He called the car Traveler, the Chrysler 300. Because
Chrysler 300.
Yeah.
And that thing was a hot rod too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. And so he called it Traveler, which is General Lee's horse. You know,
Yeah.
and then Hollywood, of course, made it a 1969 Dodge Charger.
Uh-huh.
One of the original boar hunting huts on Jerry's property.
Uh-huh.
That's probably how they got the name of the Boar's Nest. So Jerry, he did some cameo on Repo Man on the Dukes.
Yeah.
He was Ace's used cars. So he actually was in the Dukes. 1 or 2 episodes. Anyway, I got a call from
Well,
Jerry.
who, is this the guy you're talking about?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And he's, what was his name again?
Jerry Russian.
Wow, so I didn't realize that, you know, it was,
A real person?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
When I built the board test, I got in the Carolina Country magazine,
Uh-huh.
and Jerry called me. He saw what I was doing. He told me he liked what I was doing. I was eating at Bojangles. I was in my lunch hour. I don't know if you know who this is, Jerry Russian. Yeah, I know who you are. So that was kind of cool to talk to Jerry and get his approval. He played Ace's Used Cars.
Oh, okay, that's right. I thought he looked familiar.
Yeah, so he did one cameo
Uh-huh.
as Ace's Used Cars.
Yeah.
When Lulu was trying to get a role,
Uh-huh.
but it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Roscoe's uniform. Me and Cletus, that was me back in the day a while. You know, they do these big events, and I think this one had almost 5,000 people at it.
And where was that, in Tennessee?
No, this is around, was it Covington, Virginia?
Uh-huh.
Luray, Virginia, up there around Luray Cavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my
Oh.
wife, we went up there, we said, how many people really like the Dukes? And
5,000 people. That's a
yeah,
lot
it
of
was
people,
big.
isn't it?
They had a helicopter up there. Daisy had her own air-conditioned tent. They had a great big church tent for all the singing, and
Yeah.
all the actors were there. It was kind of, and people wait in line for hours to get their signature.
Yeah, there's a huge fan base, isn't it?
Oh, and it just keeps growing. We've had people from Australia,
Really?
Italy, Germany, Russia. I got a whole book in there. People from out of country come here. We got more people coming.
You mean came here to this?
Yeah, yeah.
No
I
kidding.
can prove. We'll see the book before you go.
Wow.
Yeah, it's more people coming because I'm on Facebook, but I don't have a local money to put it on Roxburgh Radio and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. These are just fans. Though. This was just a fan. Her name is Julie.
Yeah.
Laughter.
Having a picture taken in front of the General Lee.
Yeah. So Tom Cemento. So Tom Cemento, this is Tom right here. He was the lead mechanic on the Dukes. He took care of all the cars on the Dukes.
Yeah.
And that's Tom right now. He lives in Charlotte.
Wow.
But of course, when he's working with the Dukes, he was in California. Anyway, Tom, after he left the Dukes, he started the stunt team, and they would just do like events and stuff.
So who did the stunt jumping on TV series?
Corey Eubanks and
Oh, look at that.
this is Corey Eubanks right here.
Uh-huh.
There were a lot of more stuntmen.
Volkswagen Bug Racer.
Actually, that's I put that up for my cousin. That's Dale. Dale Hill. You remember Maurice Hill, all the racers. Ronald Hill. This is just family right here.
Uh-huh. No, I didn't know they were into racing.
That's just a hat home
Uh-huh.
for me.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's the Boris Gas is kind of like the Hurdle Mills Cafe. It's just a gathering spot for people to come and eat.
Yeah.
And hang out.
Well, do people come by on weekends?
Here? Well, I'm only technically open 11 to 3:30 on selected Saturdays.
Uh-huh.
It's just me. But we have a lot of people just drive up,
Uh-huh.
Because once you get it out there on the internet,
It's kind of becomes a community, doesn't
oh
it?
yeah, it is. It's got its own. It's bigger than me now. It's got its own life. Yeah, we've been in a couple of books. This is R.C. Cole and the Power.
Uh-huh. I saw the write-up in the paper. Was that the Courier Times paper? The one in the other room.
Yeah, there's been a lot. This one,
Cure Times and
yeah.
Durham paper been here?
Yeah, or Carolina Country Magazine.
Oh, really? Wow.
Our State.
And Grandma Moses.
That was in Embarrassment. So there's replicas and stuff in here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we were in. This has been a few years ago. This is when I was getting started. You see, it doesn't resemble the boar's nest. I
Yeah.
was just trying to find my way.
Uh-huh.
And then I said, of course, it needs to look like a boar's nest. And yeah, we were on Nooks and Crannies, Channel 5. That was kind of cool. They did a documentary.
Wow.
And then we were on the News and Observer. So I guess that's an Orange County paper. And the Rougemont Reporter, Hyco Lake Magazine. And we're on the quilt trail of Person County, Orange County.
Yeah.
So, you know, all the barns around, and it's a whole trail that people follow.
Yes.
So people have just come by just to see our quilt.
trail, yeah.
Mhm. And our quilt trail is this one with the General Lee jumping. Miss Clark was a local artist. We
Uh-huh.
actually got a grant from the North Carolina Cultural.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just enough to do a painting, but nothing fancy. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff is collected. People donate.
Yeah.
A guy from New York City donated this one. His daughter moved down here, and she said, "It's this guy that has got a Dukes of Hazzard museum."
Uh-huh.
So he was a big
He
fan.
had that case
Yeah, he donated.
display.
Yeah, he donated that.
Wow. There's another neat little model here.
Yeah, that's the boar's nest.
And who did this? Did you do that?
No, I didn't. Timothy McGrubb did all the models. The guy that did Uncle Jesse.
Uh-huh.
He's like the best, totally the best person to do dioramas and balls. See, this is a festival they had not too long ago.
25th anniversary, Luray, Virginia. That's the one you were telling me that you went
Yes. So Ben Jones, which is Cooter, the actor, he has in Luray, he has that museum up there.
to. Uh-huh.
So this is the best one. This is the biggest, and it's also located in a rural community that you feel like you're in Hazzard County.
Yeah.
And so this what you see here is it's just a prop, but this is on the Dukes, on the real Dukes on the show. See cold beer,
Uh-huh.
coffee pot. So I just did a movie prop. There's no functioning bar here. This is just see right here, that little thing?
Yes.
I didn't know what that was because I'm not a drinker or bar hopper.
Uh-huh.
They told me that's where the Daisy or the person running the place would go to get her order.
Yeah.
So she didn't get in front of people. So I just incorporated it into the design. The old phones, remember
And
these?
it's a rotary phone, kids.
They have no clue. I've only had one kid to dial his number and get through it. The moms really enjoy aggravating. And they remember to tell them that you had one phone in the house, and grandma and granddaddy, everybody was right there when you were talking. No hiding. That's why I think you had to see some. They had that damn thing. They had that cord.
Yeah, they'd have real long cords so they could go and talk and see in
then-
privacy.
Yeah,
Couldn't
then you might have had a party. You maybe online, you're like 2 or 3 people in line, and
Uh-huh.
you pick up their talking. You gotta wait till they get off the phone. Talk about privacy today. Wow.
Yeah, well,
That was
things have changed dramatically. Boss Hogg's office. You got the old dogs playing pool there.
Yeah, that was a series in the Dukes. All this stuff was in Boss Hall's office as far as it's a replica, of course, but it's all
Uh-huh.
was in there. The old cash machine, counting. Your boss all loved his money. The little fat fingers. There's some good signatures here. James Best. And James Best actually lived in Hickory.
Uh-huh.
And what's cool about this, James Best Roscoe was going to Orange County sometime. People didn't know that. In our local backyard, Orange County Speedway.
Uh-huh.
Reason I know this because my uncles and cousins, Maurice had won a championship, and they had they had a buffet trophy session to
Yeah.
congratulate him. Roscoe showed up,
Wow.
and he got up, did a little skit, and Steve, he told me about that.
Uh-huh.
So he lived in Hickory. We had Hickory, North Carolina, and then we got Tom Cimento who lives in Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
So these guys, and James Best really liked to fish. With Lulu's phone.
Lulu's. So.
Yeah, you can see her on the phone there. And so you remember the disco era, right?
Disco era.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So on one of the series, Boss Hogg got this original book. Boss Hogg has got this book on the series, and he's turning it, and he's trying to learn the steps after talking to Roscoe. And he said Lulu would kill him if she has to be another wallflower. And a wallflower is a lady that doesn't get a dance. She's on the wall sitting there.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so he's got this book out, and he's doing them steps, and you can imagine Bill Boss Hogg trying to do that. So that's kind of, so this is exactly the book. Disco, the complete guide to disco dancing. Got a little barber chair for Boss Hogg. So the wallpaper is the same. You probably can't see it because this is so dirty now, but that's a picture of the actual office.
Uh-huh.
And I just duplicated that. You know. You got Chinese 420?
Was it Confederate money?
Yeah. Yeah. So we got that old phone here. Hey Lulu.
Yeah, a lot of kids don't even know what a dial phone is, do they?
They still actually work. When I first got them,
Really?
I hooked them up just to see. I was curious.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, went right through. The thing's like a tank compared to a real phone we got today. So you know Richie Petty, this is me having fun. The Superbird of Richie Petty, that's my Superbirds in a bird case. So
That's
if
the what now?
Superbird. That's a 1969 Dodge Charger, but it's a Superbird when you put the wing. They were on a racetrack.
Yeah. It's a little model in there of it.
Yeah, the little cars are the diecast.
Yeah.
And the funny part of it is I'm calling them Superbird, which was the name of the car, in a bird case. So it's just a quirky thing. It just represents Boss Hogg kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just people donated some of this stuff. Little pigs and like that. They got back there, nobody even see it. Ugh. He did have a pool table in his office.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people remember there was one episode of also trying to get in shape.
He didn't have one of these, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was one episode. I think he was trying to reduce his insurance rates because he was so cheap. And so everything's, I had a guy donate this door to me, and he wanted to clean it up before I got it. I said,
Uh-huh.
just leave it alone. That goes good with the thing. This is the Hazzard County Patrol car. Just like on the show. It's even been, it's the only problem. Trying to get this little lawnmower. Caught me by surprise. So yeah, this car has been signed. It's got signatures all over it.
Where did you get this car from?
It's strange. There was Bucharest Arena. There was a deputy sheriff that had it.
Uh-huh.
And he knew we were running the Dukes of Hazzard Museum. He called me if I was interested.
Was it actually a police car or sheriff's car?
No.
It was?
No.
No.
We. I have to
You
say-
put the light on it there and
No, I didn't do this. I have to say no because I got it like this and there's no documentation on it. And I didn't ever talk to him where he got it from.
yeah.
So I don't know.
But it already had the light on it
it
and
was all like this.
just like
I
that.
didn't do anything.
Oh wow.
And it has got signatures right here.
Uh-huh.
Let me see, I'll get you a little light there, but it's H-Series flashlight on. So I can't tell you it came from the show or not. I know there was 600 of these. So there's a possibility Roscoe.
She signed it there,
Yeah,
didn't it?
that'll be another $35.42 Cooter. This car inspected by Cooter. And inside there are more signatures. Hey Siri, flashlight on. So I just don't know. You know, inside it's got everything is functional. You could use this as an antique police car. You can go, this is probably the best shot ever. It's got all the intercom, it's got the lights, everything. All the lights work. Siren works.
Yeah. And look how simple. It's just like a radio and a CD player. I mean a CB
CB, and it's got the
and a police radio. Is that what that is over there?
That collects this, and then in the bottom it's just an intercom to talk outside, like
Uh-huh.
how just
Yeah.
big speakers and stuff.
Wow, that's so simple, isn't it?
Well,
Compared to the new police
oh
cars,
my
you know?
God, the laptops and
It's all kinds of equipment in there.
yep. I was so excited to get it, and he's been back here 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
To keep an eye on it.
Uh-huh.
And it was funny because when he had a little kid, right? And I don't know if you remember that episode with Andy Griffith when I think Andy was trying to sell a car,
Uh-huh.
and the little boy was like, he was telling him all the problems with it, telling the person looking at it. So this little boy did that when I looked at the car. He said, "Did you tell him that leak we got up under here?" It was funny anyway. Opie on that show, he was saying that the wheels are correct.
Uh-huh.
These are Vector rims. These rims are 40 years old, but it's the guy in Detroit that refinished them.
Yeah.
And so this is brand new. Got 100 miles.
Wow.
I did all that, every bit of it. Me and YouTube. I get stuck, I go to YouTube.
Uh-huh.
So YouTube's valuable. But yeah, I had to put wiring harness in here.
Uh-huh.
Just time it up, strip it out. So, but it's
It's amazing to look at engines in old cars. It's just the engine, and everything's accessible.
yeah,
And the new cars, everything is just piled in and covered up and
I don't know why they do
jammed in there.
It's like we went backwards. But anybody with good mechanical aptitude could fix something like this.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you maybe didn't have no money, so you had to do it.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
had to figure it out.
Lots of shade tree mechanics back then.
Yeah, on the farm, you
Yeah.
ain't calling nobody. You're probably doing luckily even feed yourself. And some of them have bigger screens.
The new one, well, I'll explain in a minute.
Okay, this is Cooter signed this for
Oh, wow.
to the Boar's Nest Museum.
Uh-huh.
Best wishes, Ben Jones, Cooter.
Oh, well, hold up again. Okay. That's got it. Thank you.
And here again, see, I recreated this scene. Bicycle rim.
So did you take this picture?
Mm-mm.
Oh, this is from the
Yeah, this is from...
It's from series.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just recreated it.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
phone.
Desk looks the same.
Yeah. You know, I was at Percy County Habitat for Humanity, right? Looking at a desk. And I saw this desk and I knew what it was so close. I went over, I just sat on it. And I told him, I'd like to buy this. I wouldn't leave it because it was so perfect. I'm like, I said,
You don't want somebody to come along and get it.
Yeah, because it was a perfect deal. I don't know if I paid $50 for it. They had one of those half price things.
Yeah.
You could probably get this sign right here. This is see, I generally, when I'm doing events, I have that open.
Yeah.
I have that down the road, and I have all my flags out, so it's makes it really easy for people to see.
Yeah.
Find a place. You must have found me by GPS.
That's right.
So how many YouTube videos you do? TV, right? The TV messed up. I was going to do an outside scene of Cooter's garage.
Yeah.
Street scene. So you would have been in the building and you would see outside the street, right? Cars going by.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that was kind of, but yeah, see, I built this building myself. No, I didn't pay nobody to do nothing.
Really?
And everything you see,
Wow.
ain't nothing in here I paid anybody. Let's see. I'll stop talking in a minute, that way you can, because I know there's so much in there. What's this light to come on?
Cooter's Last Stand.
But that 2017, but he had more and more. They just named it something else. Cooter's retirement party, Cooter's birthday. So all these people would show up. And they would jump to General Lee.
Uh-huh.
Some people send me stuff like this.
Uh-huh.
Boss Hog in an article. There's a whole community out there in the world. I've had a guy from Italy come in my backyard with an old-fashioned camera. He said, we don't speak very good English. They would take one trip a year somewhere, and their trip was in North Carolina to see this and Cooter's Place in Luray.
Uh-huh.
We had some people last weekend from Tennessee drove down here. So he comes here when he's not working, and he dresses like Uncle Jesse, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I'll put on a Guy Waldron wrote the Dukes. And this is the first prototype of the Dukes. This is a more hardened version of the Dukes.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, Warner Brothers asked him, could he soften it up a little bit from this movie? And that movie turned into the Dukes of Hazzard. And in this movie, Waylon Jennings is narrating, just like he did the Dukes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that was sort of the pilot
Exactly.
for the TV series.
Exactly. And
Moon Runners,
yeah.
that was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that came out in the 70s, 60s? When did it come out?
Well, it came out before the Dukes. This is 1975.
75.
So yeah, they had a Boris nest on here. Actually, Jerry Russian, I believe, was in here too. Went, and these Girl Scouts, which are chaperones, they brought me a jar of moonshine.
Girl Scout.
Yeah. I was like, and it was cookie flavored.
Now, it wasn't moonshine though, right?
Yes, it was.
It was the real deal?
Real deal. It was cookie flavored. Now, it wasn't illegal. They bought it in...
They bought it like one of these places that makes moonshine.
But they
now.
said, we want to present you to this. I was like, really? I said, cookie business going downhill. Y'all in the moonshine now. And then it was one other story, and I was entertaining visitors. We heard a tree fall down. So it fell across the bridge. And it was a perfect pine tree. It fell right across the road. And here come a couple, about 65 miles per hour, coming in the road. We're like, wait and stop. They hit that tree and that car jumped in the air to the middle of the bridge, and then it cut off. And then people
jumped over and went on the bridge.
It jumped, yeah, on the bridge. It jumped in the air on this bridge like this and landed midway of the bridge, and it cut off because it didn't mess up the front ends. So we
wow, man, that could have been bad, huh?
Yeah, but we're at the museum, and
well, that was kind of a Dukes of Hazzard stunt, wasn't it?
Because my visitors looked at me like,